Well, hello there. Today's r/askreddit question is: what are some good weird questions to ask someone to get to know them better? This should be quite fun. Let's dig in. How much sawdust can you put into a Rice Krispie treat before people start to notice? A guy in my class, who I had not spoken to before but had seen around a bit, sent me a Facebook message saying, "Would you rather have bionic arms or bionic legs?" I typed a super long reply, ultimately giving reasons for both, and sent him a "would you rather" question too. This went on for a while, messages got longer and longer, more and more personal, till we went out on a date. That was a little over 6 years ago. He's now my husband and we have 2 children. Not a bad conversation starter. Smile. My new personal favorite: on an average day, how many pigeons do you think you could reasonably carry? It's so far out of left field, it throws people off and gets them thinking. They also think you're weird for asking it, but it's worth it for the random answers you'll get. Smile. What are you proud of, but never have an excuse to talk about? That gets people to talk about things they've done and just want to bring up, so you see what's important to them. Would you cannibalize someone to survive on a stranded island, knowing that there's a 25% chance of rescue/survival if you eat the corpse but a guaranteed death if you don't eat it? What is something that is important to you that you never really talk about? Where do you want to be in an hour? What is the last thing on your mind? What is something I wouldn't believe about you? What way do you have your toilet paper? Why? If you had to pick between being the world's best tetherball player and finding $100 on the street, what would you spend the money on? When I was managing and interviewing people for a higher-end pizza restaurant, we had to ask every person, if you were a pizza topping, what would you be and why? Got some crazy responses. Edit: some of the better ones were: dough, 'cause I spread easy. Beef, 'cause I bring the meat. Meatball, 'cause I just roll with it. I have a boring job. Basically my co-workers and I, about 10 to 20 at any given time, sit in a dark room at individual stations, doing a pretty mindless task. We ask each other lots of silly questions to pass the time. My favorite is: if all animals were the same size, what would win in a fight? We debated on that for a long time, and I learned that most of my co-workers are idiots. The answer is obviously a spider. I like to ask, what's your favorite smell? You learn a lot about a person. Edit: so I guess I should say my favorite smells are: the smell after a fresh blanket of snow that has fallen, the smell of my grandpa's workshop which was a mixture of farm and fuel, and lastly the smell of the beach, whether it be the lake or ocean. Second, for all you asking how it can tell a lot about a person, if you look at some of my favorite smells, you can guess that I am from a place or have been to one that gets cold, and had farmland. Which I have. I'm from northern Illinois. So it's sometimes quite easy to connect a smell to a person's life. If space aliens announced that they would destroy the world in 24 hours, and there was no way to avoid it, what would you spend that time doing if you had all of the resources you have right this second, money, car, etc.? If you had unlimited resources? We have to do this at work, asking 5 questions to 3 new co-workers every week. My questions are: if you could bankrupt any person, company, country, or organization, who would it be? What is your drink of choice? If you could learn any musical instrument, what would it be? If you could intervene during any historic event, changing history, what would it be? You just became a member of the Spice Girls. What is your Spice name? Create your own. One celebrity who you are not currently friends with will be soul-bound to for the rest of your life. There's no obligation that you have a romantic entanglement, although you're allowed to, and you guys will never be able to be more than 20 feet away from each other. Who do you pick? Is a hot dog in a bun a sandwich? Is pizza just an open-faced sandwich? Is an ice cream sandwich a sandwich? Everyone has a different sandwich opinion, and so far everyone I've asked gets super defensive once you cross their sandwich line. Good icebreaker. I once had someone ask me, what's the worst thing about you? Guess what? I have flaws. What are they? Oh, I don't know. I sing in the shower. Sometimes I spend too much time volunteering. Occasionally I'll hit somebody with my car. So sue me. Ask them their favorite holiday. See if it's a more family-oriented holiday or a more social holiday. Do you by chance play drums? Good drummers are hard to find, so it pays to ask around. So, do you like bread? When's the last time your dick has gotten direct sunlight? One day at work we got a new hire who was set to work with me and another guy on the night shift. For the first week she barely said anything. Then at the start of week 2 I'm midway into the shift focusing on some crap on my computer monitor when I hear her say, "What's your opinion on eating ass?" I was bloody shocked, and that's hard to do. I bust out laughing and tell her to do that again to our other co-worker. Few minutes later he comes back and is also focusing on some computer stuff. It gets dead quiet and she quietly turns to him and says, "What's your opinion on eating ass?" He didn't even move. Immediately his ears moved like he was just jolted back to reality from zoning out. He slowly turns to her with the eyebrow thing like The Rock does but with glasses and goes, "What?" I was crying. What's one superpower you would not want? Their answer could be pretty telling. If they answer seriously or sarcastically or don't want to play along. What is the most normal thing about you? Works, since nothing is more embarrassing than being normal nowadays. Do you have a good weird question to ask someone? Let us know in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe for a new video every day. Ta-ta for now.